In the 5th century BCE, Persia was a vast empire stretching across diverse lands. Darius, an elite immortal warrior, stood before the ancient reliefs of Persepolis. The carvings depicted stories of unity, wisdom, and strength. As Darius traced the stone figures, he pondered a question that weighed on him more than any armor. Was Persia's true strength found in conquest or preservation? This introspection unveiled a depth beyond any battle he had fought. Each carving whispered tales of peaceful exchange and cultural respect, bearing symbols of gifts, grains, scrolls, olive branches. Darius felt a reverence overshadowing the thrill of past victories. For the first time, he saw Persia's true strength might lie not in conquest, but in its cultural and spiritual legacy, rich in diversity. The allure of conquest began to feel hollow, as if true honor lay in preserving this heritage rather than expanding its borders. A memory emerged, a distant battlefield where he once stood shoulder to shoulder with comrades amidst the chaos of war. He could almost hear their laughter, lifting spirits even in the darkest hours. Now, in the quiet of night, that laughter echoed softly in the rustling leaves. Pride in victory seemed incomplete. His fallen comrade's sacrifice lived on, bound to the land they had fought to protect, a reminder of loyalty, unity, and the bonds that truly held Persia together. Darius felt the enormity of Persia's cultural legacy, a vast tapestry woven from countless voices and traditions. He thought of Mesopotamian farmers, Median artisans, and Bactrian priests, guardians of Zoroastrian beliefs. In that moment, he felt pride and a newfound conviction. Persia's strength lay not just in its warriors, but in the unity of its people. In that diversity, he found a responsibility he could no longer ignore. Darius realized his role was not just as a warrior, but as a guardian of this heritage. Walking along Persepolis, Darius passed the Tower of Silence, a sacred Zoroastrian site. The air was filled with the scent of sage and earth, grounding him in the awareness of life's fleeting nature. A wise elder stood nearby, his eyes seeming to pierce through time itself. With calm clarity, he spoke of unity and reverence for life, reminding Darius that Persia's true strength lay in the souls it uplifted, not in the lands it claimed. Strength lies in unity, not conquest, the elder said, his hand over his heart. Later in his quarters, Darius stood before his sword, a tool of purpose, once an extension of his strength. Beside it lay an ancient scroll, its parchment worn from the touch of many hands. As he traced the faded ink, he felt a connection to his ancestors, a reminder of Persia's enduring strength found in stories and heritage. With a deep breath, he placed the sword into a chest, turning instead to the scroll as his new shield and compass, guided by wisdom rather than might. At dawn, Darius journeyed to a sacred grove beyond the city. Tall cypress trees stood guard, their presence symbolizing resilience and continuity. Darius knelt beside a young sapling, pressing his hands into the soil, feeling the presence of those who came before him. "May this tree stand as Persia stands, strong, unbroken, rooted in wisdom," he whispered. Nearby, a family strolled, their child gazing in wonder at the towering trees. As Darius met the child's gaze, his resolve deepened. Returning to Persepolis, Darius found himself before the stone reliefs once more, thinking of fallen comrades whose sacrifices had fortified Persia's borders. Now, a deeper purpose guided him, a purpose beyond defense, rooted in unity. Under the star-filled sky, he whispered his vow. "I vow to protect Persia's spirit, not through conquest, but through care, unity, and wisdom." Placing a hand over his heart, he lifted the scroll to the heavens, honoring the stars as silent witnesses to his oath. As twilight fell, Darius returned to the grove, feeling the cool night air and the quiet presence of the trees around him. The rustling leaves aligned with the unity he now felt with the land and his ancestors. Above, the stars cast their silent light, like the eternal gaze of those who came before him. In solitude, he reflected, "In the silence, I am one with my land, ancestors, and future." The call to conquer had been replaced by a purpose grounded in preserving the heart and soul of his homeland.